Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Proverbs 18:21, chapter 18, verse 21. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about you this early afternoon. Your words really do have power. So when you're going around letting life beat you down so much, being so discouraged, being so mad at yourself, being so angry, just thinking to yourself, oh, I wish I was dead. I wish I wasn't here. That's not good. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Your words have power, and sure, we have a lot going on as people. Our lives are different. Our circumstances are different. You have people that are experiencing the abundant life, living well financially. And then you have those who are going through and struggling because of, sometimes bad choices, bad decisions over their life and not planning. So they're angry at themselves. They're angry at everybody, just talking crazy. And if you're a person who's trying to think positive, fighting for their lives, to overcome, your circumstances, your problems, and you're trying to be positive and have faith in God and believe in yourself, you really don't want to be around people who try to, just bring you down, or they're frustrated with their life, so they're trying to project what they're going through on you. So you really have to limit yourself around them, try to talk to them, if you can, tell them, I say, like, for example, not saying no names, I would say, don't say that. Your words have power, and surely if you keep talking like that, you're going to be dead. You should not talk like that. You should not talk like that and just giving up on yourself, giving up on life. And people are going through, so they don't want to hear that. They're trying to be positive. They're trying to fight for making things better in their lives. So you're talking, not making sense when you talk. You're talking crazy, and you're probably saying to yourself, I got to get away from this person, or let them be alone. I already told them, look, you shouldn't talk like that. Your words have power. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, like Proverbs says, chapter 18, verse 21. Because it's draining. You're fighting for your life. You're trying to be positive, and then you're around someone or people who are negative, and those words have power. You immediately feel them when they say it, and you're not like, boy, why are they talking like this? And just feeling sorry for yourself, and you have to keep fighting. You have to believe that things will get better in your life. I don't care how young you are. I don't care if you're older. You're in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s, and God is still allowing you to live and have breath in your body. And your latter years can be greater in your life. You can become a success overnight. You can become a millionaire. You can inherit some money. You can get your business idea off the ground. Anything is possible. So yeah, when you being around somebody that's talking crazy and talking death and talking doubt and unbelief, my advice is to stay away from them, because that really does affect other people, and you can't let it get to you. You got to keep your mind strong. You have to keep praying. You have to keep believing God for the things you want in your life. You got to rebuke that, rebuke it rebuke it in the name of Jesus, because it's no good being around people like that. And you mean well, you love them, you care for them, but it's best to keep your distance and just pray for them, because being around negative people is no good. And I would say keep yourself strong. You know, I certainly am doing that. If I'm around someone negative or people, I'll distance myself, get myself away from them, keep myself prayerful, remain strong, believing in myself, believing in God for the things I want out of my life. I don't care how old I am or whatever it is. You still got your right mind. You still got your body. You still have your health. God can bring things to pass in your life. You know, God didn't call Moses until he was 80 years old. So is anything too hard for the Lord? And with God, all things are possible. So yeah, you know, don't tolerate negative people and people feeling sorry for themselves and speaking death over their lives and trying to project it on you. It's not fair to you, and you should not put up with it. And that's all I want to say. God bless everybody. Blessings.